Alright, you guys, I got a treat for you today. People been on me about getting a first gen on this channel, and well, I didn't buy it, but it is sweet. So here it is. This is pretty much my neighbor's. A couple scuffs, but he is the original owner of this bad Larry. Oh, she is sweet too. First gen bad Larry. You know, manual hub type of days, and things were just better. But look how mint this thing is. He's got the wheels still nice and clean. She's stock. People like to ask about rust in California. I wouldn't consider that rust right there. That is just, look how small the exhaust is back then. This truck is sweet, and I asked him if I could make a video about his truck because I've seen it a million times, and he said, be my guest. He got excited about me making a video for it, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna fire it up for you guys, and then he said I can drive it. Now, my grandpa back in the day, he had a 93 two-wheel drive first gen stick shift, just like Johnny Sennett's. Same color and everything, except for he bought brand new as well. And I palled around in that thing for years. Rode shotgun many times, and I've never actually driven a first gen. This will be my first time driving a firstie. So we're gonna go ahead. I'll set the GoPro up on this thing so we can fire it up. This thing is original owner, like I said, 295,000 miles on it, one owner. Not a big deal. First gen, 12 valve. But if you guys are unfamiliar with how well these things start, you ready for this? Okay, so you can see the ignition. You ready? Fire up. First freaking, just as soon as that starter turns, that engine's running. Alright, let's make sure everything's all golden. We got some oil pressure climbing. I don't know, there's not a tack on this rig. Alright boys, this is my first time ever driving a first gen. Maybe it is. Oh. One thing about these old Dodges, their power steering is money. Get this thing out in the light so you can see it before I take it up there. Smells like a 12 valve. But damn. Oh man. Oh gosh dang. So I might actually get a chance to work on this truck. He's having trouble with his throttle position sensor because this thing's an automatic. The transmission requires a little bit of input telling you what's going on, and so it's acting up in overdrive, and I've heard that before, but he's got a brand new throttle position sensor in it. And oh man, that first gear is a big rubber band in these first gens. But man, I let the hoods pop because I was just looking at it, you know. V-belt over there eyeballing. There's the owner right there. Gentleman let me drive his truck. Oh man, the power steering in these are so sweet. Try not to hit his daughter's Prius. You guys are very familiar with anybody letting somebody else drive their truck. It is pretty much I don't let anybody drive my stuff, so this gentleman let me drive his rig. That is awesome, and I'm very grateful that he let me drive his rig. I mean, it's an older truck, but you gotta understand the respect level that he has to give for something like this, so I'm pretty cool that he let me drive it. I was nervous to ask him if I could start it up and make this video, so I'm gonna go ask him, see if that's far enough. A bit more? I got a couple. Yeah, I didn't want to go too far without looking it over. Yeah, we got another 5 feet. Well, we get to back it up a little bit more, so that means we get to start it one more time. You guys ready for it? Oh, that defeats, overpowers your push button remote start every time. I believe he said this rig's a 93, and it is freaking mint for a truck that's 25 years old. Look how clean it is underneath here. He's had a lot of parts replaced on it. Just look, Cherry, I don't know if that's been replaced. It just looks nice and clean though, but that's the throttle position sensor right there. That's the same one that's on a 12 valve. Yeah. Got the sticker. No, he said that's several of them that they put on there, and it's still acting up.
He said when he first got it, Dodge called him and said they had to replace the fuel pump. I don't know if it was that one or the lift pump or like a warranty. But that was years ago.
I kind of feel like, I don't know, like they would have coated this maybe in some paint back then. I'm not sure, you know, to match the engine. Oh gosh dang, you've taken good. What year is this truck?
92.
92, okay. Yep. Intercooled. You bought it brand new?
Yep. Only one guy on it. Me and my wife.
How many?
My daughter.
Yeah. How many miles were on it when you bought it?
0.
Right at 0?
Yeah. Well, 32 or something.
Yeah. That's pretty. That's 0 to me. That's low.
This thing, and you turn the key on. So the unit in there tells you the weight, and you hear the click when it goes off.
Yeah.
Jumps right in it.
Every time I start this thing, just how instant it starts up. Every time that just.
Every time it starts good.
Yeah. Still, is it the original transmission?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. Almost 300,000 miles you put on this thing now.
Yeah.
It's still runs nice and smooth.
Oh yeah. It runs pretty. Well, I went through 2 of the pickups, I said, since then.
Yeah.
Went through a Tundra and a dually.
Uh-huh.
I did love that dually. The power, and like sitting in a cockpit, you know, all the gadgets and everything on them. I got tired of fixing spindles.
Yeah.
And I didn't need it. It was a 3500. I didn't need it.
Why'd you go with dually?
Huh?
Why'd you go with the dually?
I don't know. I just liked it.
You trying to be a big man?
I guess you'd call it that. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah. You saw my truck, didn't you?
Oh yeah. That's neat. I like that.
The flatbed's nice when you got dually though, because it doesn't have those big fenders that stick up and take out 2 acres.
Yeah, that takes that off. How many miles you got on that one?
56.
You said nothing broke in.
I bought it with 48 2 years ago to this day. I got my, that's an 08. It had 48,000 miles on it. So I've only put
48, 56. That's over 8,000 miles.
It's just a work truck. All it does is tows that gooseneck.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
What year?
2008. Well,
You have to go to the aftermarket.
mm-hmm.
Like aftermarket on this thing.
How much was that? Just the part from him.
I forgot, $300 or $400.
What?
I went to that where I got it,
Uh-huh.
and I went back. I said, this thing's no good. So they got another one.
Dang.
Same thing.
Maybe there's something else going on. I'll ask my YouTube channel here the question that.
Well, I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, and then we can figure out what's going on here, because like I told you, that's the same exact one that was on my buddy's 97.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the same engine pretty much, except for the injection pump's a little bit different. But it had the same throttle position sensor on there, and it, from what you're saying, it sounded pretty much exactly the same. But this one, it looks like it's, I don't know what that crap is, glue or something on it.
Well, Don, the last guy, did something with it. Now,
Yeah.
I don't know what he did. I don't know what the hell is going on. Whether they got the linkage right or what. You know, you got linkage you can play with there and get that right. You got voltage, you got to get this right. 1 volt or something like that in here, and they got to check it with your meters and everything. So I don't know. I don't drive it that much, but I want it to be.
Oh yeah, of course.
To be right. So.
Well, it starts up good. You just need to.
Oh yeah.
Well, what do you think? That's freaking clean for 92. The same age as me. That's how old I am.
Young kid.
Yeah, your truck's just a young kid. Here, I'm gonna fire it up one more time. I just, for curiosity's sake, want to check blow by.
Okay. What's that going to tell you now?
So, all your compression in the cylinders, if your rings are worn with 300,000 miles, you're gonna possibly see a little bit. But if you took care of your engine, you didn't hot rod it, you change your oil regularly, it should be fine. I mean, it starts up like a dime. But just for curiosity to see how well it played out. None. It ain't floating at all. If it's bad, that cap will lift a little bit. So, or you'd get oil on your hand. None on your hand? Yeah. It's so smooth. Yep, I kind of figured it was going to be nice and good like that. Run these back over to your bag real quick.
Yeah, I take care of them. Yeah.
Well, thank you for letting me mess around with your truck a little bit.
My pleasure. You know, guys like his automobiles.
Yeah.
Automobiles. Take good care of them.
Yeah, no, this is.
But you never know. You know, if you don't do it right.
I'll mention the question on there and see what they got to say. You know.
TSP is giving you a bad time.
Yeah. Alright, so going back to what I was saying earlier about, I don't know, might sound silly to some people, but you know, somebody letting you drive their truck, even just to drive around right here, it's doing him a favor. But I felt honored that he let me drive his truck, because that's his baby. Bought that thing brand new. But he says every oil change, he puts a little extra additive. He said he didn't know what brand, but just to, you know, a little bit extra lubrication. And then every time he fills it up, he puts some Lucas in it. And that thing has zero blow by. I mean, that thing's a savage. That is a nice truck. When they say a 1,000,000-mile truck, I don't know, one of these common rails, sure, they can get there. I don't have a lot of faith in one of these to go 1,000,000 miles very often. But a 12 valve, especially a first gen, man, that thing that cranks up guaranteed the same exact way it did from day one. But we're just down here helping them out. They had a tree get dropped in the last rainstorm, and we cleaned it up, and a couple other trees. But we are loaded up and headed out of here, and I thought I would make a video for you guys, and he was nice enough to let me film his truck and get a little information on him. But he is a Korean vet, so appreciate him. And he's just a nice guy. Nice people. I like meeting nice people. Known him for a while now, and it's always been a good experience hanging out and talking to him. But thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Hit them buttons. We'll see ya. Thank you. Bye.